Before we get started, I want to change item 10. It's got here to discuss, consider, and vote on how to address a sewer repair. We're going to move that to the work session, but I do want to add to discuss and vote on the employment of the interim city manager. So we'll put that in slot number 10, item number 10. So,
Okay, so, Tina, how come you didn't add my agenda items that David and I asked about? Excuse me? He just added an agenda item, right? Did he just add an agenda item?
I just amended the agenda.
Okay, why were my agenda items not added? Don't. Why were my agenda items not added?
The lawyer, I think, can address.
Oh, the lawyer can address it. Can you tell me, city attorney, why the items that David and I wanted on this agenda were not added?
No,
These topics are better for a work session. We can't hear you.
these items are better for a work session. We've got a lot on the agenda tonight. So, item number 3.
There you go.
The approval of the minutes of January the 23rd, 2024 regular commission meeting.
I make a motion that we move that to the next regular meeting until there can be proper minutes produced instead of the handwritten ones that were given to us yesterday.
Motion been made and second. All in favor say aye.
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 All opposed? Being none, motion carries. Approval of the January 2024 financial report.
I move that we also move that to next work session because there was none in the packet.
Second.
Motion been made and seconded. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Being none, motion carries. Item number 5, public hearing on ordinance 23-805, an ordinance to amend 22-778, the Millersville Code of Ordinance, Chapter 18, Building and Building Regulations, deleting section 18-5 and replacing with new language. At this time, I will open up for a public hearing. Being none, I'm going to close the public hearing. Item number 6, second reading on ordinance 23-805, an ordinance to amend 22-778, the Millersville Code of Ordinance, Chapter 18, Building and Building Regulations, deleting section 18-5 and replacing with new language. Is there a motion? Being none, motion fails. Item number 7, first reading of ordinance 23-806, an ordinance to repeal ordinance 22-781, fire sprinklers in 1 and 2 family dwellings, and amend 22-788 sprinkler chart. Is there a motion? There's no motion, it fails. Item 8, a public hearing on ordinance 24-807, an ordinance to rezone properties on Cycle Lane, specifically identifies as Robertson County map 125, parcels 232-01.01 and 232.02 from estate residential to commercial for the purpose of correcting their zoning and the current commercial use. At this time, I will open it up for public hearing. Anyone wants to speak? At this point, I will close the public hearing on ordinance 24-807. Item number 9, second reading of ordinance 24-807, an ordinance to rezone properties on Cycle Lane specifically identified as Robertson County map 125, parcels 232.01 and 232.02, from estate residential to commercial for the purpose of correcting their zoning to the current commercial use. Is there a motion?
I make a motion that we, approve the second reading of ordinance 24-807, an ordinance to rezone properties on Cycle Lane specifically identified as Robertson County map 125, parcel 232.0 and 232.02, from residential, estate residential to commercial for the purpose of correcting their zoning to correct commercial use.
Motion's been made. Is there a second? Motion been made and seconded. Any discussions? Being none, this is a roll call vote. Commissioner Gregory,
I vote aye.
Commissioner Templett,
Aye.
Commissioner Hewling,
Aye.
Commissioner Doris. I vote aye. Motion passes unanimously. Item number 10, to discuss and vote on employment of interim city manager. Is there a motion?
I make a motion to discuss and to vote on the pay of interim city manager.
No, this is on the employment,
Employment,
on the employment.
excuse me.
You making a motion? Item 10.
Discuss the vote and the pay for the interim city manager.
I've changed it.
Pardon me.
Yeah. Discuss and vote on the employment of the interim city manager. Is there a motion?
How did that read again one more time, please?
To discuss and vote on the employment of the interim city manager.
What? I can't hear you. Yeah.
To discuss and vote on the employment of the interim city manager.
I let her do it. It's okay.
Okay, all right. You withdraw?
No, I think she just doesn't understand how you amended it.
I'm asking how it was amended, I'd like to hear it repeated, please.
To
It's
di-
not mine.
Okay, it's to discuss and vote on the employment of the interim city manager. Is there a motion?
I'll make a motion to discuss the employment of the interim city manager.
Motion been made. Is there a second?
Second.
Motion been made and second. Any discussions?
Yes. I'd like to
Commissioner
fire
Templett.
Tina Tobin. I don't think that she has she's tearing our city apart, first of all. I don't think she has the experience. Y'all voted her in, so I'm trying to see how or why she's still here. She has no experience as a city manager, as you can see. We have no fire department now. It's havoc. People are quitting left and right. The leadership just is failing. She doesn't know how to do anything. She had to call Holly in to do payroll after she was put on paid admin leave because she didn't know how to do it. I mean, the list goes on and on and on about all the things that she's incompetent at. So please tell me. These are your citizens here. She's made a mess. I'm sure that was all planned too. You can shake your head, Lisa, but you saw her resume. You didn't even know who she was. I could have hired anybody in this room.
Well, none of us knew who she was. And how is she getting paid? I'm sorry. You got something to say?
I'm done until the next time I'm ready to talk. Go ahead.
Yeah, let's make this statement real quick. Tommy Long told her that she can make $78,000 a year. It's never been voted on by this board. As far as I'm concerned, she's been working pro bono.
Absolutely.
And so is the attorney. So we have not set his pay. Those three over there hadn't brought nothing up till tonight. As far as I'm concerned, he's pro bono. They're working for free because we have not set their pay. Y'all have not talked to anybody, talked to us. You ain't had a chance. None of you have. Okay, that's it for me right now.
Any more discussions? This time we'll have a motion.
Actually, I'd like to know how she's getting paid. Is she really being paid pro bono?
We're gonna discuss her pay in a little while.
No, we're discussing her employment.
No. We're
That's
gonna
what the
discuss
agenda
her
item
pay.
is.
We're gonna discuss her pay. Now we're discussing employment. So the question is, do you want to vote to fire?
Absolutely. I make the motion to fire Tina Tobin.
Okay.
I'll second.
A motion has been made to fire the interim city manager, Tina Tobin, and it's been seconded by Commissioner Gregory. It'll be a roll call vote to fire Tina Tobin. Commissioner Gregory,
Yes.
Commissioner Templey,
Yes.
Commissioner Hewley, Commissioner Doris, and I vote no. Three noes and 2 yeses. So she
Criminals.
is still interim city manager.
For free.
You're out of order.
Absolutely. 100%.
Okay. Item 11. Discuss and vote on the pay of the interim city manager and may pay retroactive to January the 24th, 2024. And the reason of this is because the 23rd, it was so chaotic that
He doesn't know what he's doing.
it was so chaotic that we didn't get to discuss it. Holly asked me after the meeting what we're gonna pay, and I told her $6,500 a month, but it'll have to be approved by the board. So, and we haven't had a chance
Too bad
to get the approval of the board. So that's where we're at. So, is there a motion to discuss the pay on the interim city manager and make payment retroactive to January the 24th, 2024?
Well, I'll make that motion.
Motion been made and seconded. Are there any discussion?
Yeah, are we gonna make her background check and pre-screening retroactive too?
That's not,
That's part of the discussion.
no,
That's a valid question.
Discussion, you got the discussion.
Hey, city attorney, you're supposed to be the city's attorney, not their attorney. Have we had a background check on her?
yes.
When did it get done?
It's been done.
You don't know? Okay, that's kind of important. I don't know how you guys got it done in 12 hours. She was here the next day after Scott got fired. So when was it done and when was it complete?
It's not on the discussion.
You guys are
Right now we're
absolutely
discussing-
the
I'll make-
worst.
I make a motion
That's part of employment, the pre-employment screening.
We've already discussed the employment.
You guys don't answer anything. You have citizens here, why don't you tell them?
You're out of order.
You're out of order. You're still out of order.
You're out of order.
You know what? I don't trust you as far as I could throw you.
I would like to have the room cleared. at
No,
this time.
no,
Yeah.
no,
No.
no,
Citizens,
no.
stand up.
no, no,
We're
no.
having a recess, a 10-minute recess.
Why can't you guys just be honest? That's a thought. Listen, I struggle looking at you. You're so dishonest. Like, all you have to do is tell the truth. The citizens deserve the truth.
Amen.
And the reason why you can't tell them the truth is because y'all are liars.
At this point, I make a motion that we pay Tina Tobin $6,500 a month at retroactive. Is there a second? Been second. We're gonna vote. Be a roll call vote. Commissioner Gregory?
No.
Commissioner Temple?
Nope.
Commissioner Hewling? Commissioner Doris? And I vote yes, 3 yeses and 2 noes. Item number 12. Could I have that sheet, please? Yes, ma'am. This is time for citizen comments. The first one is Dustin Darnell.
I'm Dustin Darnell, 137 Brookview Circle. I have 2 things I want to discuss. The first one, I'm sure y'all are aware that I have multiple open records requests in with the city. I filed them. 2 of them were due on the 14th. I have had no response yet. They're overdue. The third one is due tomorrow. I've gotten no response. I emailed Mr. Kroll earlier on in the week in response to his email, and he has still provided 0 responsive information to that. And I'll tell you what I've told him. I am not a litigious person. I am extremely patient, but my patience does have limits. I'm going to quickly need to see some good faith attempt at getting the information that I have requested. I want to read you a quote from Tony Chadwick. She is the open record counsel with the comptroller with the state. She says, if a record is considered open public record, it would remain so whether created using a personal email address or through an official government email address. That didn't come from me, that came from the controller's office. I'm sure you're aware because I'm peering into your emails, your personal emails, where you've done city business on your personal emails when you conspired to fire Scott Avery and install Ms. Tobin. Those are subject to public record request, and I expect to see them. And number 2, Mr. Kroll, I expect some advice to your client, the city. We know that item agenda that was added today was illegally added. I've seen an email before the special called meeting where you stated that the exact TCA where 24-hour notice is required before agenda items are published, so there's adequate public notice. That was an illegal change in the agenda. We cannot do that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Sir. Mr. Jesse Powell.
Jesse Powell, 1098 Langbrae Drive. Since we added an illegal agenda item to tonight's agenda on voting for the employment of Tina Tobin, I would like you to know I will be putting in open records requests too, specifically toward emails to Vanessa Johnson that were being unmonitored by the city. while she was on paid admin leave, forced on by the interim city manager, when I applied for the city manager position while it was still open on the city website. It was open until today, and then it disappeared. I have timestamped evidence of when I sent that email, that it was delivered and received. So, I want to let you know that I'm filing an open records request too. I want to make sure that everyone understands that other people did apply for this position and that no one else was considered. So if you would like to let me know why no one else was considered, I'd be happy to hear that right now.
Yeah, I had no idea that you had applied either. I wonder however
no
many
idea
were
either.
missing. Oh, he doesn't know everybody. Yeah, right. Oh, now she's asking questions.
You have anything else to say?
No, I'm just
So-
gonna listen to you.
Okay.
So I'm asking our city manager, do you know of any of these applications?
City attorney.
Or our city attorney, yeah?
I'll be going through Ms. Johnson's emails for sure.
Okay, well, Holly's email was cut off, so hers wasn't, Vanessa's wasn't?
Investigated, yeah.
Okay, so, but nobody thought to look at that before? Does nobody monitor that? Tina? You're the manager, city manager.
We do monitor the emails.
Oh, speak up, the citizens wanna hear you.
We do monitor the emails.
So how come Jesse's email wasn't brought forward?
That would have been before I was hired, so.
No, not really. You've been the city manager interim since January 23rd.
I sent my email on February 13th at 4:36 p.m.
This is part of your job as city manager to answer these questions.
Get close to it.
That'll be all, sir.
No.
Thank you.
Actually, his 3 minutes aren't up. You still have 45 seconds. So Tina, can you tell us?
It's my understanding we won't answer any questions
Oh,
except comments.
no. Oh, she's not gonna answer any questions at public comments. That's what her response was, everybody. That's our city manager, the ones that these voted in. Jesse, I'm sorry that your application wasn't seen,
Yeah,
or anybody else. So if anybody else has an application that was turned in that was not discovered by our interim city manager, please let us know. You can email me and get my email address or David's off of the city website.
Sir, your time's up.
Nope, actually now it's officially up. Thank you, Jesse.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
Winston Template.
Winston Temple, 7711 Ruby Lancaster. Understand today we hired a new fire chief. But yet,
Nobody
I
knows.
called to the three commissioners on my right-hand side, are fully aware of that, but the two commissioners on my left-hand side, David and I
Didn't know
spoke
about
at
it.
3:30 this afternoon, and he still was not aware that there was a fire chief hired. How in the world are y'all that incompetent that you don't think that these people, these two over here represent the people as much as you three over here do, but y'all don't include them in anything? Y'all sidebar conversations, it's my turn to speak when I finish. But there's sidebar conversations that they're having behind the scenes to make all the decisions that happen at this night. We ought to demand that Tommy Long be removed from his position and at least he be removed from his position. The city deserve better. We deserve a whole lot better than what we got right in front of us. That's for sure. Today we got a call from a guy, Jay Barrett, owns about 30 properties that's there. My wife and I own about 40 properties that's there. Our insurance are going up. We're getting notices already that our insurances on our homes that we own are going up because we don't have fire protection in our city.
That's right.
That's 70 homes between the two of us. We own 70.
People's homes.
That money is gonna be billed to those tenants, because that's not our money to eat. The cost of the property goes to the tenants. Every homeowner in here, your insurance is gonna go up.
100%.
And the insurance don't come down once they go up. And y'all don't care, I know y'all don't care about the people, because there's not an instant that y'all have presented here tonight that shows that y'all care anything at all about the people in this room. You care about whatever the heck this agenda is that y'all are pushing, that you refuse to tell the people. Y'all refuse to tell us what's going on. Y'all do everything behind the scenes. We got a new city attorney who has to sit up there to nurse our incompetent mayor.
Yep.
I mean, he can't make any decisions on his own. He's gonna tell Lisa what to say, Milton what to say, Tommy what to say, but he ain't said nothing to you two.
Absolutely.
I ain't
Don't need
saying
to.
a word to y'all
Don't
the
need
whole
him.
time. except backing up from the microphone when the people can't hear whatever he was saying earlier. This is not what we deserve. Y'all are not what we deserve. Shame on y'all. Shame on every one of y'all.
Amen.
Thank you. Deborah Waite.
Welcome back.
You're okay.
You gotta speak up.
Okay, my name is Deborah Wade, and we're, I live at 3128 Creekview Lane, Millersville. And actually, Winston addressed what I was going to ask, and that was about our, about not having a fire department and all of that, you know, it's gonna cause our insurance to go up, and that's something that I was concerned about. So Winston has already addressed that, but I do want to say, since I'm standing up here and I have 3 minutes, I just want to thank Brandon Head and all of the ones who have labored so hard and so diligently and fervently for this city and the things that you have done. You know, I do understand, Mayor, that, you know, you have a direction that you want to go in, and I understand and all that, but there are people's lives that are affected by this. And it just really, it just hurts my heart as a citizen to see it happening, you know, right here before our eyes, and it's almost as if we really don't have a say in anything. And so that's very concerning to me, but I just, like I said, wanna thank the ones who have served so diligently, that have been fired, that were terminated or whatever, and, you know, they have to feed their families, and they, you know, have to do things that everyone has to do. Just wanna say thank you to all of you, Scott Avery, the chief back there, all of you. Thank you for your diligence, and thank you, citizens, for coming out tonight.
Absolutely.
Amen.
Praise God.
Mr.
Thank you,
Howard?
Deborah.
I would just like to ditto the comments my wife just made,
Yes, sir.
and I'm really proud of the show, of the citizens here in Millersville. We've been living here since, I think, 1985,
No.
89.
So cute.
Close enough, close enough.
But I love this community. But over the last month or so, things are not right. Things are not right. And so it needs to get better. I don't know what's going on behind the scenes, whatever, but you know, everything is done in dark. It will come to light.
Yeah.
Amen.
Amen.
Yeah.
I wanna say one thing, I think, Mayor, do I have?
Yes,
You're
ma'am.
good. Go
Yes.
ahead. Go
Yes,
ahead.
ma'am.
I wanna say this one thing, Ms. Tobin, I don't know you, I've not personally been introduced to you. However, do you live in Millersville? No?
She doesn't.
You don't, do you have family members in Millersville? No. You don't have family? Okay, I understand it, okay. Because it would be hard, difficult for me to be in your position and live in this community and be emotionally attached to all these different people who have given their hearts and their souls and their lives serving in this city, and to be able to just terminate them like that without a thought. That would be very difficult for me, but I understand if you're detached from it, then that makes a difference. But though, yeah, I just wonder, I wonder if you lived here, because you think about it, somebody's house catches on fire in our community, what are we gonna do? What are we going to do
The city manager is going to address that right now in a few minutes.
about the fire?
Yes.
And then the paramedics and everything? So it's
She's got something to present.
okay.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, yeah.
So our community is gonna be touched.
No, it won't be.
Should
It won't be.
yes.
It won't be covered. Don't think that.
All right, thank you. Item number 14, city manager comments.
Let her borrow your microphone so people can hear.
Okay, so I will first address the fire department. Our review of the financials in the fire department showed that we're a very equipment-heavy department. For having 2 full-time firefighters, there are equipment where the maintenance alone could have paid for additional firefighters, and we'd like to have a budget. We'd like to have a budget that would have more
That's the
full-time
SEC we're
people.
talking.
And
Do you have anything to
rather than
support
being
that?
so equipment heavy,
Oh, God.
so
Everybody deserves to understand. You just make me sick.
okay. So yes, so again, we do have equipment where the maintenance alone could pay for more firefighters, and we'd like to have a budget that would allow for more full-time people rather than being so equipment heavy. We did bring on a new chief today, and he has over 20 years experience. He has the advanced EMT certification. We have yes, and they did not ask us about the qualifications of the new chief, but
They already know, and I have that right here if you guys want to look at that.
yes, and that is not correct. He does have his
Nothing y'all
advanced
put over.
EMT certification. Unfortunately, they did issue that before confirming that.
So, have
So,
you
and we
pre-screened your?
do,
Have you
and we
pre-
do, yes,
Oh, yeah.
and we do have another full-time firefighter second that we will be bringing on. And we are currently in discussions about getting an EMS unit into our bay here. That's the fire department update. And then our other update, we've been working extensively on the evidence room. This morning, MTAS was here confirming that our progress and plans meet all their accreditation standards. In December, illegal cameras were ordered for the evidence room. They're banned by the NSA, but they were ordered, and apparently it was known that these were not legitimate cameras. So after working with the installers, we have had those replaced with compliant cameras, and now we're moving towards that accreditation.
So it was known that they were illegally installed, that statement. How can you say that?
That was per the installer.
And I guess even your comments, okay, I'll wait for my commissioner comments and then I will ask questions that you guys can think about because she won't respond.
Okay. Item number 15, commissioner comments.
You forgot the city attorney comments. That was
He
on
don't
there.
have any.
Oh, answer for him.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
I'm-
probably should have said that.
Commissioner comments, David Gregory.
Yes, thank you. Thank you, Millersville, for showing up this evening. And those that spoke, thank you. It was from the heart. We felt it here. 2 of us did. I want y'all to know this. This is your city. This is your house. You're paying for these microphones. You paid for these seats. You elected us. We are accountable to you. I work for you. I don't work for them 3 down there, that attorney either, or for her. She worked. You want me to answer that? I'll be glad to. I'll be glad to if you want me to answer it. Thank you for bringing that up. Back in when the city got incorporated in the mid-'80s. I had left the Army. I was in there from 71 to 77. When I got here, Woody Jones was our first police chief. Lovell Ray was our first assistant police chief. Roger Smith was our dispatch. Ray Capps was our fire chief. Judge Lowe was our judge. These are the very beginning of our city. Steve Nichols was our mayor. Steve Nichols and Woody Jones asked me, would I be a police officer for this city? It's a volunteer, no compensations, nothing. City didn't have any money. They did get us a patrol car. Woody had his old Crown Victoria. That was his car that he used. And so it was at the point that I put fuel in the car to have it. The other police officers at that time were Wayne Kerr and Cecil Ray, all volunteers. Now to get to your point, this was all done. I served our country, then I come and served our city, which I'm doing now. You asked me about my police commission. We had one back then, and according to Post, as soon as I can find it, there it is, thank you. According to Post, I looked this up, now it was looked up for me. As a part-time, now I'll tell you in 2022, Dustin Carr did ask me if I wanted a police commission. And he asked me, it's not to be a police officer, but it was in gratitude for my service for the city. And the part-time, this is what Post said. Part-time reserve and auxiliary law enforcement officer are expressly contemplated to post commissioner rules and regulations. In order to be eligible to serve as a part-time, temporary, reserve, or auxiliary police, one first needs to get hired by an agency. The evidence that has been hired is the commission card, which must be signed by the police chief. The commissioner card doesn't give you a license to go out and start policing on your own. The new hire has to be trained. The training comes after commission card is issued. Post regulation 1110-08-03 says that the new hire to be trained by the agency, OJT, under the supervision of the field training officer. This is for all the police officers that went through this too. These commission cards are only valid during the tenure of the police chief who signs it. In this case, Dustin Carr left in December 2022, rendering mine invalid. It is essential now as an expired ID card. I didn't carry it around. I don't pretend to be a police officer. I have never used it. I've never gave or received anything of value for it. I served as a police officer in the early 80s when the city was newly formed and had no one else to serve. It basically made me eligible to be trained as an auxiliary officer, but I just considered it more of a notorious honoring for my previous service to this community. The difference between commission and certified. Commissions are not to be confused with certification. A police officer can only become certified after completing all of his or her training. One needs to be certified to be full-time police officer. This is where they are trying to confuse you. Anything else?
Commissioner Template.
Yeah, I've got several things. First, the Sumner County that, the press release that, or Isabel put out regarding us not being covered and being out of compliance? We don't, or I don't, I'm not speaking for David, I don't know anything about our now, I don't know if he's a fire chief or an interim fire chief. Matthew, Tina, what is our new fire chief's name?
Stewart.
Oh, they know, great. Anyways, so you're saying that what Sumner County told the public is incorrect? Okay, I'm gonna read it to y'all who haven't seen it. It's coming from John Isabel's office. As of this afternoon, Sumner County Emergency Medical Services, EMS, has been made aware that the City of Millersville and Millersville Fire Department no longer employs a licensed medical first responder. This results in a violation of the Tennessee EMS rules and regulations. 1200-12-01-16 MFD Millersville Fire Department will no longer be responding in the medical first response capacity. They will continue to respond to emergency medical calls for manpower when requested. Sumner County EMS immediately communicated this lack of compliance with the City of Millersville once notified of the staffing changes. We've instructed the City of Millersville to revert to Tennessee EMS rules and regulations section 1200-12-01-16 for the requirements to regain compliance. Our priority at Sumner County EMS is the safety and well-being of the residents within our jurisdiction. We remain committed to providing essential aid to ensure adequate emergency medical care. We are committed to our partnership with the City of Millersville and will assist in any way we can. I am under the understanding, and anybody up here that knows or has other knowledge than me, that he was just brought on today, correct? Anybody? Yes? Did he do any pre-employment screening? She said we are not getting into any personnel issues. Why? No, it's not for a work session. It's a legitimate question. Our old city manager actually was transparent and told us things and knew what was going on. I didn't ask you, Alyssa. Anyways, so you're saying that you're not going to answer that? So we don't know if he's been through pre-employment. They want to. We tried. They want us to wait for the work session. As he said, it was a work session item. So we don't know if he's done any pre-employment, any drug screening, any background check. He doesn't know anything. So, I don't know, Tina, when's the next work session?
It'll be the first Monday in
Next month.
So between now and then, we do not know if this person's had any kind of pre-employment screening. I don't know, nothing personal, but I'd like to know if he was actually screened, if he actually filled in a job application, if there is any other applicants. I have not heard anything until today. I also got wind that our two people that we have on staff right now, hey, excuse me, I'm talking. I have heard that the two they pay for call. Tina? How many do we have? Two? There's two of them? Okay. Do we do pre-employment screening or anything for them? You do screening, so those two have been screened. That's what this, you are the interim city manager, yes, and I am asking you questions because you are working for us, not the other way around. You have not answered any emails. She has not answered any emails that I have sent her. I asked her to put agenda items on. She did not put on. Let me tell you the agenda items that I asked her to put on. Let me see here. I've got a whole list of stuff you guys would probably want to see. Well, they don't know how to process them here either. So I had asked her who the temp person was that I saw in, I don't know if it was Vanessa's or Holly's office. I'm pretty sure it was Vanessa's. That would be Judy. I don't know if she's done any pre-employment screening or background checks. I never even heard of her until I walked in the office and had a conversation with Tina. She would not forthright give me the name of who the two people were in Vanessa's office. That is my right as a commissioner and you as citizens to know who's in this city, looking at your social security numbers, your date of birth, and all that personal information, personnel files, all of it. We should know. There was another person in her office. She would not disclose who it was. She told me that she would have those names to me by the end of the day after she had to get, her attorney, because definitely not my attorney, or the city's attorney. So she would not give me those names. She did send me an email after I emailed her and said, you did not give me these names that you promised me by the end of the day. And her response was, the temp that will be with us as we get things sorted out is Judy Florendo. The accountant had to leave early and will not be able to assist us further due to tax season obligations. The CPA that was in here that she's talking about was Terry Boyd, Sumner County Commissioner, also affiliated with the Sumner County Constitutional Republicans. They are not Republicans, y'all, they're fascists. That is just my opinion. The agenda items that I asked her to put on last week for this meeting so that we can discuss and they could be transparent. I keep hearing from the city attorney as well that they can't answer these questions because of the lawsuit that my husband, Winston Template, filed with the former city attorney, Jack Friedel. That is not true, y'all. They filed an Open Meetings Violation Act that has nothing to do with them being transparent about anything that is going on in the city. It does not make it so they cannot answer questions. But that is the line that they're feeding you. That is not true. The items that I asked to be put on here was a discussion of firing of Tina Tobin. The second one was discussion of the update of the evidence room. The evidence room has not been a secret. Dustin Carr, back when he was here, was asking for money to redo the evidence room. And it was a mess. They forget to tell you that. The money was given to them. They worked on that. I don't know all the ins and outs, but I can tell you that we were told that there were illegal locks put on the evidence room recently. And then that Tina replaced them. That is not, well, I guess it's kind of true. I guess Scott Avery ordered those locks. And when they got here, Scott was gone and Tina had them put on. So it wasn't that it wasn't taken care of. It just, they weren't here. Those commercial locks that they needed that fit the standard, and I don't know what that, because I don't know enough about that to give you specs or anything like that, but the commercial locks that were ordered were on back order for like 6 to 10 weeks or something like that. So they did put some other locks in place that worked fine, that were not illegal. Everything was locked up. So that I wanted an update of the evidence room, and I also want to know if Brian Morris, our current interim or chief or whatever he is, I wanted to know if he actually knew who had access to that room. That is why I wanted the update, because I think that's important. I think it's important for us to know that our chief actually knows who has access to that room, because as of February 5th, he told us here that he did not know. Then I wanted the discussion update of the fire safety and concerns that all of us have been voicing. Again, except for what we're hearing from the county and the other cities that surround us, we haven't heard anything. I know that Tim Ellis sent something to Tina. Let me find it for you. Just a second. That says, Dear Ms. Tobin, this was dated on February 15th. It is the City of Goodlettsville's understanding from several sources that Millersville will need assistance with fire services during an interim period where you currently are experiencing a staffing issue. As you are aware, the City of Goodlettsville does not have an approved mutual aid agreement with the City of Millersville. However, that agreement is meant to be reciprocal in nature and not intended for either party to be the primary fire service for the other. In order for us to adequately assist the City of Millersville, it is necessary for me to clearly define in what manner we are able to help. Please see the following outline to our assistance. City of Goodlettsville will respond to confirmed structural fires, confirmed vehicle accidents with rollover, entrapments, and life-threatening injuries. City of Goodlettsville will not respond to medical calls, general auto accidents, smoke/fire alarms without secondary calls to confirm, Unless responders are on scene, request help for some extraordinary factor, and the ability to answer the aforementioned calls for service will be dependent on the call for service within our own jurisdiction. The City of Goodlettsville will be forwarding this letter to Sumner County Emergency Communications Center in order for them to have protocols in place as to what to dispatch to the City of Goodlettsville within the corporate boundaries of Millersville. Further, I'd like to ask that I be provided with a defined timeline of when you anticipate the City of Millersville Fire Department will be fully functional again. If you or anyone within the city should have any questions, please feel free to call. That was from Tim Ellis. So
Your time is up.
There is no time limit.
there is no time limit. Show me where there's a time limit.
Never a time limit on the commission.
There is no time limit.
Read the charter.
No, there's not.
There's none. Get the ordinance book out.
Yes, I'd like to see that because there's no time limit.
Get the book. Y'all don't even know.
They don't know.
Freaking ridiculous.
So I actually have a Dropbox that I'm allowing citizens to have access to that I'm going to start putting all this information in. You guys are welcome to contact me. I will give you any document, any email, because obviously public requests don't get answered. Anything that I have, I will give to you. But I wanted that on there so that we can get an update on what our fire situation is. The other thing that I wanted to discuss was the press releases and the things that they were putting out, because I can tell you that the stuff that was been put out in these press releases by the city attorney are not correct. They're full of accusations and no proof. They're defaming, and it is absolutely, go ahead and laugh back there. Anyways, we will have more lawsuits because of the things that they're putting out that are not true. Stuff that they said about Brandon Head, about the former police chief, about Scott, all of it. So be careful what you read. And I would absolutely ask for documentation and proof of the stuff that they're saying. The other thing is I want to discuss the concerns with the open records request because, as you heard from Dustin, they're not being answered. I don't even know how many at this point, I'm sure they can't tell you, how many have not been responded to in a timely manner. And then I want to discuss the termination of the Fire Chief Brandon Head and how he was interrogated to see what side he was on. So, y'all know how good Brandon Head was to this community, how good the firefighters were. Woo! Thank you for your service, Brandon, and all the firefighters that worked alongside of him. So I want to read some letters. I got letters from those that resigned. They had the utmost respect for Brandon. I don't know that well, except for maybe the people up here outside of David and I, had the utmost respect for Brandon. He was good to our community. I think his whole entire adult life he's been part of the fire department, a staple of this community, and it's a huge loss to Millersville, as all of you should know. So the first letter, to whom it may concern, I first want to state that what an honor it's been being a part of Millersville Fire Department for coming up on 9 years now. The friendships, knowledge, experience, and opportunities I have been giving. I have been fortunate enough to start out as a rookie firefighter and progress through the ranks to where I promoted to lieutenant in 2022. I've had the privilege getting to teach many new firefighters in the journey to becoming first responders here at Fire Station in Millersville. Over the past several months, I've been disheartened, disgusted, and ashamed of the leadership in the city of Millersville. I have seen employees betrayed and treated very poorly. Being in a leadership position, I cannot fathom the thought of treating a subordinate in such a matter. I have worked for multiple public service agencies. I've never once experienced things in this city is going through. I have worked at one of the biggest metropolitan cities in the state and have never seen leadership this poorly. There are very special, talented, and decorated public service professionals within the city of Millersville, most of which are looking for their way out. There is so much experience and knowledge leaving these departments, and that is a shame and a disservice to the citizens. This letter is my notice of resignation of this Millersville Fire Department. I hope that the best for the citizens of my family that resides in this city, as I feel they will be the ones paying the consequences for our immature, uneducated, and very poor leaders of this city. Sincerely, Corey Anderson, Lieutenant and Paramedic. Letter of resignation. To whom it may concern, my name is Blake Edwards, and I am currently a paid-per-call firefighter and advanced EMT with the City of Millersville Fire Department. I joined the fire department during the summer of 2022. I can honestly say that I have enjoyed every moment of being a public servant for the city. Over the past couple months, I feel the city has been on a steady decline. Several hard-working, qualified individuals have lost their jobs for reasons unknown, mostly due to some personal political agendas. Contrary to popular belief, not every city employee is corrupt and dishonest. Several of us employees come to work every day to do the jobs the citizens of the city expect us to carry out. I'm tired of seeing this city on the news and employees being bashed on social media platforms. We're all adults, some of us, and I no longer have the drive or the motivation to continue my employment with the city of Millersville. I wish nothing but the best for the city and the citizens, but at the same time, I would like to officially resign and as an employee of this city. Sincerely, Blake Edwards, firefighter and advanced EMT. Dear Tina Tobin, over the last several months, the city's leadership of Millersville has proven that they are not for the citizens. They are trying to prove some kind of vendetta against each other. There have been multiple accusations between each of the commissioners which had nothing to do with the fire department. However, on Monday, February 12, 2024, that changed when the unvetted and inexperienced city manager took matters into her own hands. She fired Chief Head with the same stupid excuse that she has been using. We're going in a different direction. Chief Head was very progressive for the betterment of the city and the safety of our citizens. Therefore, her new direction is backwards. With her lack of knowledge about the Brotherhood of Firemen and misinformation from Mr. Kroll, she is now facing those consequences of her actions. Finally, because of the lack of city leadership from our commissioners, I'm not going to volunteer time away from my family and put my life on the line for their incompetence and lack of leadership. My last day at City of Millersville will be February 13, 2024. Sincerely, Buford Duke.
Thank you, Buford. Thank you. Paramedic.
Oh, paramedic too, thank you. Dear City Manager,
Robert's Rule of Order.
here we go.
I'll read it.
They don't want you to hear this stuff, you guys. They do not want you to hear this.
Without the permission of this
They're
city,
not gonna
no
allow
one
you
can
to
speak
speak.
longer than permitted by the rules of the body, or in a non-legislative assembly that has no rule
No,
of
he's
its
not
own.
our city attorney. That
To
is
the
their
length of
city
speeches
attorney. That is
longer
her
than
city
10
attorney
minutes.
and these three people's city attorneys. That is not the city of Miller. I don't care. You are a terrible mayor. This is not the city attorney for the city. And you
Alicia,
are
you
the
ain't-
worst too. You three,
Alicia-
no, don't even act all surprised. You absolutely are the third vote to do the horrible things that this city is doing to the employees that have been lost, to the citizens.
Alicia,
Don't
do
shake
you-
your
do
head.
you have any,
You know
do you
what
have
you
any
did.
comments?
I will make these
Alicia,
available.
Do you have any comments?
They're not going to tell you the truth, y'all.
You
And
have
our
any
city
comments?
our city attorney, well, she don't talk, but our city attorney is not for the city. That is their attorney.
Elisa, go ahead. You've got the floor.
Yeah. Bot vote. Bot vote.
Give her your mic.
Hello? Here we go. We got it going. All right. I do agree with many things that Christina has said here tonight, as well as love Brandon Head and the fire department support this. It truly came out of surprise to me in what's going on here. I never would have suspected that a fire, in question, whatever might have happened with the chief, that a whole fire department would leave. That just, excuse me,
Wait a minute. Let her speak. Now listen.
please, just give me.
Everybody was quiet when they spoke. Show her a little bit of respect. Go ahead, Elisa.
Okay. All right. Let's just wait and see what the evidence shows at this
Nobody's
point.
gonna tell you nothing.
Okay, that's the only thing I know to do. That's the only thing that, at this point, we're gonna wait and see what the evidence comes in.
They don't have any.
For the findings that is
external
going on by the
investigators.
new.
There are no
Let her
external
speak.
investigators.
Let her speak. Let her
There is
speak.
no external investigators, and in the press release, they said there was a forensic audit done. They lied to you. You cannot do a forensic audit in 7 days.
Is there a second?
They're lying to you.
Motion been made and seconded. We are adjourned.
I can't hear you. I'm sorry.
If y'all want to sign the petition so we can vote on the mayor, I have it here. We have no.
I'll sign it. Dustin, I'll sign it. I'll be glad to sign it.